Everyone, my name's Charlie and I've helped over 150 people win PIP and I received PIP myself. Today I'm going to go through your questions. So this is a mixture of questions that you've put in the comments on YouTube and the questions that we get emailed. Okay, so I'm looking at my bits of paper. If the lighting changes, blame it on Mother Nature, right? Because I'm a bit puffed because I just went to get like a posh light so I could film this. I can't get it. Anyway, that is not why you're on the video. Let's crack on. Question 1. The assessor lied. The information written in my report does not match what I've said, so inaccurate or false statements. What should I do? Ignore it. It's really simple. Ignore it. State the facts again regarding your daily life and match it. Like, discuss the sections, like, for example, preparing food, engaging with people face to face. Stick with that. You are not going to win if you talk about the inaccuracies, because it doesn't matter. This is about your daily life. Loads of people struggle with this one, especially those of you with anxiety and are autistic warriors that cannot leave it if the truth hasn't been told. But it's just a waste of your time. And think about it, like when you state the facts, it will show that what's on record isn't right. Yeah. Don't forget, that's why you need to record your assessments. So you've got the evidence. Don't rely on them to record it. How long do I need to wait for an outcome? Months. I've got clients where we're a year and a half down the line and they're still not finished. It shouldn't be that long. Don't forget, they've got over 750,000 current claims work in progress right now. Prepare yourself for months. Do I offer a service where you can contact me? Yes, I do. Links are in the description. Try and use all the free content first. Will I lose my award if I do mandatory reconsideration? It is possible. They've put that in the writing. It is possible. I have never experienced it because everyone that works with me is absolutely over and above entitled to this funding. Look, to be honest with you, most of the time with mandatory reconsiderations at time of filming this video, they're not even reading them. So the chance of you losing it, no, what we want is them to read the actual mandatory reconsiderations. Think about it. If you're telling the truth, you've watched my guides and you know you're entitled to this, you understand your own score against the points, and you're not putting things down like 8 points for preparing food when your limbs work, right? Why would you lose it when you're telling the truth? I've never experienced it. I've never experienced someone getting a reduction in points at mandatory reconsideration levels. I've only experienced wins or where they've not read it and it's gone no change and then we've had to go to tribunal. So in my personal experience, it's normal for you to have to do mandatory reconsiderations. It's part of the process to put you off. They hope that you don't do a mandatory reconsideration because the government's skint. So do a mandatory reconsideration. It's my advice. Do it properly though. Do I send supporting evidence and how far back should it go? This is current life. So not massively far back. And no. I was going to say unless it's proof of dyslexia, but then that should be on your medical records anyway, which is current. It should have active conditions. Watch the evidence video I've got. I'll put a link. Watch the evidence video because so many of you are submitting crap that is irrelevant or evidence which is hindering your claim. Watch that video. So sorry, in summary, absolutely you should be submitting evidence. What if my condition is being controlled by my medication? Like, a few people have asked this. So I'm a bit like, well, I'm not interested in your medication or treatment controlling your condition, and neither is the DWP. What they want to know is, does your condition impact your daily life? If yes, do you score within the points? If yes, are you entitled to PIP? If yes, then you get the award, obviously after going through all the process, all the steps. So it doesn't matter. Does it impact your daily life? You need to go through the points and see if you score. Okay. So many people are contacting me about specific conditions and specific medication, right? I say this a lot, but in my head, I say it a lot, but obviously statistically with YouTube, if you're a subscriber, you only watch 3 videos. So I feel like I say it a lot, but obviously I'm not because you're not watching all the videos, which I understand. Right. It doesn't matter about your condition. It doesn't matter whether you have one condition or whether you have 30 conditions. It's irrelevant. There is no set condition that entitles you to PIP or ADP. There is no set medication that entitles you to PIP or ADP. I worked with a client recently that went to a specialist, and that specialist told them that if they went on biologics, they are automatically entitled to PIP. And I had to sit there and go, it's bullshit. No, you are not. There's no medication that entitles you to PIP. I don't know where you're all finding this information, but it's wrong. Trust me, I am right. The people saying this are wrong. It's wrong. Okay? It's not about the condition. It's not about the medication. It's about, does your chronic illness, so that you've had for more than 3 months and is going to last for more than 9 months, does it impact your daily life? If yes, do you score within the point system? That's it. So I'm not going to answer specific questions on specific conditions because it's not relevant from a PIP point of view. And I don't know whether it needs to be I don't know, because you keep asking it. But when I work with clients, even then, the only reason I ask the condition is so I can refer to it in the document. I don't say to them, what are your conditions? They give me a list and I pick some. I just go, you pick the top 3 that impact your life and tell me about those. You know, when it comes to preparing food, I don't pick a condition. I'm just like, are you able to prepare food? And then I go through a series of questions. You know, that's it. So you've got to get away from your conditions and focus on the points and away from the medication. Okay. I have undiagnosed conditions. Can I claim? No, you must be diagnosed. You have to have diagnosis. Say, for example, you've got diagnosis of fibro, but you haven't got diagnosis of arthritis. The conditions are really similar: pain, fatigue, restriction in limbs, etc. So long as you've got a diagnosis, and that is the symptoms that impact your daily life, that's enough. But undiagnosed conditions, don't even talk about them. It's pointless. It's not relevant. Is it normal for DWP to contact my GP? Yes. We want them to contact our GPs to confirm diagnosis and to confirm the severity of our conditions. So yes, this is really good. I've been told that if you drive, you can't get PIP. Bullshit. What else is regular bullshit that I hear? If you work, you can't get PIP. Wrong. If you've got pets, you can't get PIP. Wrong. If you can go out, you can't get PIP. Wrong. There's so many that I think those are the main ones. I think those are the main ones that I hear. Where does my sleep condition get covered within points? It pretty much doesn't, right? I would stop talking about your sleep conditions. I know that they massively impact you, but it's not points. There's no points for sleep conditions. There's no points for brain fog. Okay, they just don't focus on it. You think about it, preparing food. Yes, when you don't get sleep, it's shit, but most of us are in that position. So it just doesn't count. Probably out of 150 people, I've had 5 clients absolutely focused on sleep apnea. And I've had to draw the line and go, they're not interested. They're not interested. You know, your Darth Vader thing, that is an aid. There's no section for it. So forget about sleep. Okay. And I'm so sorry for those of you with severe insomnia. I'm really sorry. It's just not included currently. I don't know how to record my assessment. Okay. I am terrible at technology. So the software I'm using now is called OBS. It's free. You can upload it and record yourself like this. So I'd just use this and then be on the phone, right? Or you can do this on your phone, go into camera, video, and just press record. That's it. Because you just need the audio. You're not filming them. Don't forget to say you're not filming. So just record it. That's all I would do. But I am shit at techie stuff. If anyone's got other ways that you can do that, can you put it in the comments? Because I'm just crap at it. I'm the wrong person to ask, okay? Linking with this one, DWP said they won't record my assessment. I don't care. Don't trust them when it comes to this. The amount of times people have said to me, well, Charlie, I asked for my assessment and they said they had technical issues and lost it. I have had clients that have asked for it and received it. So that is not all the time. But just don't trust them. Just record it yourself. Inform them at the beginning of your assessment. Just let them know that I'm gonna record this meeting because I've got brain fog and I'll forget, or my anxiety is really bad and I just want to listen to it over again. They should have no issue with it at all. At all. I did an assessment with a client a couple of weeks ago. They said that, and the lovely assessor said, "Oh, I need to ring you off another line if you want it recorded." So we recorded our end. So we said, "Okay." And she called us back on another line and recorded it. Most assessors will just go, "Okay." Sometimes they read you a script. Sometimes they'll have to check with their boss, but most of them will just be like, "Oh, okay." So I'm really sorry for those of you that are having a nightmare on this. It's a reasonable request. You are allowed to record it. It is your legal right to record it. Okay. Not in a tribunal. Tribunal is separate. They record it, and I've never experienced a tribunal doing anything but follow procedure. I'm writing a claim for my child who suffers from autism. Do I write it as I'm the mum, or like I'm writing it for my child? Like, for example, if I was autistic, would my mum write it, "Charlie suffers from autism," or would she write, "I suffer from autism"? If you're the mum and your child is autistic, I would write it from your mum point of view. So I would write, "Charlie suffers from autism. Charlie is not able to prepare food." Do it that way, okay? Because in most cases, your children aren't actually able to write it. Do I help with UC, work capability, ESA, and DLA? Well, I'm not sure if you saw that, but that was suddenly the room went dark. Doesn't feel it for me, but on the camera it's gone very dark. I'm sorry again, Mother Nature. I've just released videos on UC work capability, and you're right. Like, the people that contacted me, you are right. UC work capability, ESA, and DLA are all interlinked. I'm not sure if I'm going to offer services on this because I don't know how much of you need it, want it. But you've sort of won me over because my specialty is chronic illness and it's all related to chronic illness. If you are interested in help with UC work capability, that's at the level I'm at the moment. Go to the email below in the description and send an email to codename YOLO. She looks after all communication. Or check the link to my consultancy and see if it's in there. I think my gut feel right now is that I am going to offer these services in the future because they interlink. And I want those of you suffering from chronic illness to have the right funding in place so that you can focus on getting better, and then let's get back into the workplace. That's my goal. Well, my goal is to improve your quality of life, but you know what I mean. Questions about aids. Okay, so I've got questions here about footstools for needing to use a footstool for going to the toilet, the frames around the toilet. If you're using any aid, and it doesn't need to be a posh one, it can be the radiator that you're clinging to whilst pulling yourself off the toilet. Anything you use that aids, assists you in completing a task, counts as an aid. Yes, it is all relevant from a PIP point of view. Again, doesn't matter the condition, doesn't matter the symptom, side effect, doesn't matter whether it's diarrhea, constipation, doesn't matter the reason. It's, do you use it, and do your medical records match your life to prove that you are at the level where you need that? So yes, it all counts. Oh, no. Quite a few of you want me to do a video filling out a PIP form online. I don't do the online thing. Because of my brain fog, I literally have your questions printed, like YOLO's done them for me, printed so that I can mark them off and make notes. Because of my brain fog, I feel more confident when I've got things in front of me, so that I can literally make notes, I can see it. I don't know, I'm not as good as the online. And to be honest with you, if I'm helping clients, I'm not doing it. They would be doing it online. They'd be using the work that we've done together to put it online. I don't do that. And then if I've got clients that are dyslexic, they'll send me their forms for me to do. Like, I've literally got one in my drawer that I'm doing right now. But that is a good question. Oh, fuck. Damn it, you lot. That's a really good point, isn't it, to do one online? Bollocks. Well, I'll put that on the list, right? Let me just get my list of videos. Yeah, that's my list of videos. So let's do form online. This is really good. I think the community, I used the YouTube community, and you voted because I thought you'd all want to do a live with me and be able to speak to me direct and ask me questions, like for free. Sorry, instead of having to put me on the consultancy. But what people wanted was this. So I'm interested to see how many of you actually watch this. It's going to be really interesting. My condition has got worse, but I'm scared to call them in case they remove my funding. You're right to be scared. I'm gutted to say that, but you're right to be scared. Look, this is my recommendation, rightly or wrongly. Like, I'm pretty sure DWP won't agree with this. But actually, do you know what? I think the senior people in PIP would agree with this, in DWP would agree with this. Say, for example, you were given standard in daily living, standard in enhanced, and you've got better or you've got worse, but you still would be standard and standard. What's the point in talking to them? What is the point in logging a change in circumstance, which then puts you through a review, which means you get another form to do and you get another assessment to potentially lose your claim? What's the point? So for me, if you've improved and you're no longer entitled to PIP, congratulations. Yes, let them know. If there's a change, make sure it's for more than 3 months. Like, I've made a mistake where I nearly did my own change of circumstance because I had a good month. And I was like, yes, I've nailed it. And I was actually talking to my old boss and I was like, oh, I'm gonna update them. And he was like, just wait. Month 2, I was much worse than I had been for a long time. So, because our conditions are up and down, wait until you get, I would say, 3 months consistent change. And then check your points, right? So again, if you got standard and daily and standard and enhanced, are you still standard? If yes, don't waste the taxpayers' money, right? If you are no longer entitled to it, update them. If you've got worse and you are prepared, you have watched the guides and you are prepared to communicate clearly to increase your funding, then do it. And a client contacted me and went, oh, I've got the diagnosis of fibro. Shall I tell them? And I was like, fuck, no. No. What the like? I thought, like, it's made me sweat just doing that bit. No. So I was like, why? You got enhanced in both sections. It doesn't matter that you've got the diagnosis and a new diagnosis. They have a lot of conditions. It doesn't matter about the new diagnosis because from a PIP, I'm getting overexcited now. From a PIP point of view, your points remain the same. They cannot increase your funding because you've already got enhanced. If you tell them you've got a new diagnosis, they will put you through a review. You've got to do it all again for no change in your symptoms. Because when we did everything, even though you hadn't had diagnosis, you were experiencing everything. Once I explained it like that, I'd be like, oh, fuck. Right, no. Very good question. With the points, do the points add up in each section, or how does it work? Right, let me show you. Right, so washing and bathing. So let's say that you use an aid, you hold onto a handle to get into the bath, 2 points. You also have to have someone wash your hair for you because your shoulders are screwed, another 2 points. And they need to help you get out of the bath. You're not too bad getting in, but to get out, it's low and you need like their help to get you out. 3 points. So is that 7 points in total? No, it is not 7 points. They give you the highest point in that activity. So it would be, for this one, using an aid, 2 points, assistance with hair, 2 points, assistance getting in and out, 3 points. They would just give you 3 points. That's it. 3 points. But you have to paint a picture of your life. So you still need to explain about using an aid. You still need to explain about your hair. You still need to explain about getting in and out. Okay? This is so many questions about conditions. Is this condition okay for PIP? I don't know of any condition that's not. These dickheads that put shit on social media that is wrong is fucking with your lives, and it really annoys me. I'm going for my 4th blue badge application. Any advice? Well, if you've got PIP, it's if you've got the mobility part of PIP, there shouldn't be a problem at all. So I'm a bit confused about that. So those of you that get mobility, it's very easy to get your blue badge because again, PIP is so difficult to get. The councils know that if you've got the mobility section, you're absolutely entitled to the blue badge, which changes our lives for the better. It's amazing. Once I got my blue badge, it honestly it changed my life. Changed my life. I still don't really go out much, but you know what I mean. Is it 100% certain that you'll get an assessment when you've submitted your review form? No. I definitely know of people that haven't had to have an assessment. But I plan for the worst, hope for the best. So I always say to clients, we'll plan for an assessment. And if they don't get one, bonus. I think, or I hope, this is something the government's going to change, that for certain cases, the reviews will, like the length of the award will be longer and the reviews won't be required. I do not agree with what people are saying on they should remove the reviews. I don't agree with that because there are so many conditions where with the right treatment, the right access to specialists, people's lives could improve and they could then fail PIP. And that's what I want. I want people to be better, yeah, where possible. I'll read you this one. I was on PIP for mobility, had an assessment at home. By the way, this is off YouTube comments, so I'm not breaching confidentiality. Because I walked on the side of my feet, the amount of people that I talk to that you walk on the sides of your feet, as far as I'm concerned, if you're walking on the sides of your feet, and you can obviously prove that with your medical evidence, which obviously the people I talk to can, yes, you're entitled to the mobility section. I can walk more than 3 bus lengths, but not without pain in my knees, which triggers my back pain. You're entitled to it. I lost my allowance. We're all thinking, like, what the fuck? I now have arthritis in my knees and have been offered the injection due to the pain. I have joint steroid injections and they really work for me. They either work for you or they don't. Give it a go. I gave up appealing after being rejected. Please don't give up. It's just the strategy. It's not personal, it's their strategy and it works very well. Most people just give up. Should I try again? Fuck yes. Yes. I don't really want to go through all the trouble just to be refused again. I'm so sorry. I know it sucks. Do you know what I'm finding at the moment is with some of my clients, the biggest thing I'm doing for people is keeping them from giving up, keeping them staying strong and stick with it. Go to the next stage, stick with it, go to the next stage. You are entitled to this. And unfortunately, clients I'm thinking of, I truly believe that if they didn't have me, they would have given up. And we're not there yet. Like I've got clients where they've won and they're like, I would have given up. And some of these people, like with all due respect, their lives are fucking bad. Like their conditions can be horrendous. Their quality of life, they are battling every day with their conditions. There should have been no question that they won. They shouldn't have had to contact someone like me. Don't give up. It's a strategy. This is what I say. People that I work with, and my goal is to educate people, empower them, and get them to the point where they fly the nest. I want them to fly the nest and to be able to do their whole thing themselves, right? But generally, I'm going to be in with that person for probably a couple of years. We're going to be together, working as a team for a couple of years. Usually takes getting them on the ladder or getting them in. So if they get an offer from Tribunal, a lot of people accept because they just want it done because by then they might be 2 years down the line. Then correcting it at review. Or let's get them on the right level and do a review. So you need to prepare yourself. I'd say 2 years. So I would expect within the first year for you to have done your claim and mandatory reconsideration. Then if they haven't read the mandatory reconsideration, you need to log the tribunal. That's probably going to be 6 months. So within 2 years, you should be done. And I don't think anyone else online is saying that. But that's my experience. I've got one client now, he's been over 2 years, not with me, probably been 6 or 8 months with me. I've got other clients, year and a half, we're still working on things. It's shit. It takes a long time. And the worry about being refused again, you've got to be clear on the points. You've got to watch my guides. I'm really sorry. And if you're still really worried about it, you know that you've got the option of booking me. Okay. I do tend to find that, especially for doing the forms when people book me, it's just a weight off their shoulders. So weight off their shoulders. We're done. We generally, probably 95% of the time we get it done in one meeting. Sometimes I have to split it if we're waiting for certain evidence, if they've got an appointment and we need something. But 95% of the time we're done in one meeting. And at the end of that meeting, they've got everything they need to fill out that form. It's done. That's it. Saves months of stress, hours to weeks of work in 3-4 hours. So that is an option. How many points do you need to pass? So you need 8 points to get standard and 12 or over to get enhanced. On my review form, can I just put no change? I wouldn't do that now because of the government mutterings. I've been reiterating the facts on them. I've got this weekend, I'm going to try and film a new review form guide because the form's changed. So hopefully by the time you're watching this, it won't be long until you see that guide. And the way they've changed the form, you can't just put no change anymore. Do I need to have legal representation at my tribunal? No, you can go on your own. It's up to you who you take with you. My PIP is due to end and I haven't had my assessment for my review. Will they stop my funding? No, they won't. They have to have done their procedure before they can stop the funding. Can you do a video of explaining PIP when someone's still working? All of my videos are suitable for if you're working or not. It doesn't matter if you're working. It's about how your condition impacts your daily life. So please understand that they're all relevant. Okay. I'm just going to read this. When you go to tribunal, can you request tapes of the recorded phone interview so you can go over what was said in the assessment? I never have. I'm sure you can submit them as evidence. I've won cases where we have quoted what was discussed in the assessment, where, for example, we've gone, on my claim form, I said this, in my assessment, I said this, in my mandatory reconsideration, I said the same thing because this is my life and I'm telling the truth. I'm now at tribunal level. I don't understand how much clearer I can be with you. Like, we've done that, but we've not had to refer to the phone assessments. And to be honest, I don't think if I was the judge, I wouldn't want to listen to it. I'd just want to talk to you about it and ask you questions. And I think that's what they would do. Don't get caught up in discrepancies or the inaccurate information that they've recorded. Right? You've just got to reiterate how your daily life is impacted by your condition and reflect it to the points. Okay. What are the chances of getting PIP for invisible illnesses? For example, endometriosis, migraines. When I first started doing this, I always was worried that my clients didn't look sick. Just didn't look sick. Unless it was someone that was suffered from autism that was non-verbal, we don't look sick. We just don't. Unless you've got really good experience at seeing pain in someone, we just don't look sick. So what's the chance of winning? Well, yeah, of course, absolutely. Don't worry that you don't look sick. You just have to be honest about what your life is like, and obviously make sure your medical records reflect that. So communicate with your GP and specialists. The DWP asked me to do another assessment because they said they couldn't find the first one. A lot of people have said this to me. Yeah, so I've experienced it where an assessor has resigned but not submitted all the information that they worked on, not submitted the cases they worked on, so they've had to redo them. I'm sorry, it sucks. You have to do it, otherwise you could lose your case. Yeah, it's just dealing with humans. You know, they employ humans and humans screw up and leave jobs and some people's heart isn't in it. You know, it's just shit. And the person that's left obviously doesn't understand the impact to us. So sorry, but you need to redo it. At tribunal, is there more success if you go in person or do the video link? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I think it is good to go in so they can see the state of you. Sometimes if you go in and you're in a mess, like your pain increases because you've gone in, you've had to get dressed, etc. But your brain fog kicks in, and then you can't communicate what you need to communicate because your pain's too much and your brain fog's too bad. So it would have been better if you did it a video conference. Don't worry about they don't, like, when they say, do you want to do a phone call, a video assessment, or come in? It's not a trick. It's not a trick. It's an option for you. They don't care what you pick. It's not a trick. Honest. I found the pinch test was a scam. What are your views, please? What's a pinch test? Pinch test? I only know the pinch test on to show if you're dehydrated. I'm dehydrated. When you do that, if your skin stays up or goes down slowly, like mine's not fully gone down, it shows you're dehydrated. That's the only pinch test I've heard of. Pinch test. Someone put in the comments what that is, if you know, please. Sorry, I'm going to read you this one. How long does a mandatory reconsideration take? As I spoke to them the other day, I had no notification that they'd received it and was told 39 working days, which I find a very odd number. I've never heard that, 39 days. That's very specific, isn't it? And complete bullshit. You should get a message that they've received it, right? For everything, claim, review, mandatory reconsideration, tribunal, you should get a message they've received it, which is why I post things recorded delivery, so that I've got the evidence. I've been doing that since probably year 3 of helping people with PIP when I was still in traditional employment. And I did that because I lost £1,500 with that client because I posted it. She then checked and I went, no, it'll be months. She called them and said they hadn't received it. I went to the post office and at Royal Mail, the lovely ladies where I live were furious. And they were like, it's funny, isn't it, how we can deliver to the rest of the country, but that one location happens to lose things. They just don't turn up. Do recorded delivery so that you've got the evidence. Don't trust them, okay? Recorded delivery, and I'm sorry, we shouldn't have to say this when it's a government body, but it's just reality. Recorded delivery so you've got the evidence. And then if you don't hear from them when you've posted it, I'd probably only give them a month before I'd call them and be like, have you got it? Because you should get a text update, yeah? 39 working days. That was definitely someone on the phone that was like, oh, fucking hell, what should I do? Oh, 39 days. Right, this is a really good one. I'm terrified with the new proposed changes that I will lose my PIP. How will AIDS help someone with chronic bipolar and anxiety disorder? You're right, they don't. They don't. It's not like you can use Handle and your bipolar is going to reduce. It's not. Remember, at the time of filming this video, and I will do a video when the government release information, there is no confirmation about this voucher scheme, about getting rid of people on PIP with mental health, and they can't just blanket get rid of people. They can't. There are many people that are high risk. They can't just remove their funding. The government has to let us know what's happening. They've got to give us notice. I will do a video when it comes. What you need to focus your energy on is getting yourself treatment, getting help. Don't use your energy on negative shit on social media. It's just not worth it. I know it's easier said than done, I swear. Oh, that's it. All done. Let me know. Obviously, I'll see by the amount of watch time is important on these. I'll see by the watch time whether you found this interesting or not. If you do, then I can do more of these. And I'll keep doing polls in the community thing, so you can give me your feedback on what you actually want. All right, take care.